Richard Sherman says that there is no finger pointing, and wow, is he wrong. We have brought out our Super Bowl blame index to determine just who is to blame for the Seahawks crushing Super Bowl
I may have never played the game, but I know who to blame, Michelle.
I watch a lot of football, so I'm going to know who to blame, too.
There it is.
First up, the Seahawks defense. Max, but they do the job. How much do you blame the Legion of Boom for the loss?
I think this is being overstated. Brady, that was great Brady, not bad Seattle defense. I suppose you got...
Game. What happened in the fourth quarter? You get tired? I don't think they were mentally or physically fatigued. I think they had let themselves get in a position where they started to celebrate.
That's what happened.
You guys, I didn't want to bring it up because I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist my entire life, but they did have that sweet 90s R&B SI cover last week.
You see?
And I think we all know that is a curse.
The SI cover?
It's a curse for everybody but the 85 Bears. They actually...
Pete Carroll. How much do you blame Russell Wilson?
Well, look, the ball did come out of his hands. You know what I mean? That was the worst play they could have called. It did come out of his hands, and so until I see some other name, he deserves more credit, more blame, rather.
Are you surprised that he didn't, no matter what the play was that was called, are you surprised he didn't change it last second?
Well, you know, that's tough because what if you change it to something that's not at that position, obviously not yet. And you know what? Two parts. One is I have to give him a round of applause how he handled himself.
Get that right now. He brought them back after Brady brought them back.
There is a way to throw that ball where you stick it.
Do you blame Lockett for the loss?
This is a bad look for Bevel. I mean, everyone else, Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson, Marshawn Lynch, everyone is owning it. And then the offensive coordinator, who knows, maybe Pete Carroll's falling on. No.
No,
Very little blame.
Well, here's the thing. It's a horrible look for you if you're Bevel, but I will say this. When they teach you a play, they're not just teaching you where to go. They could have burned him by doing a double route. But Lockett, I will say this. This is the only part that I hate to be this guy. But Lockett, when you know you're on the goal line, you have to...
Finding that statement interesting, Max. How
well, let's see. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about the football gods, okay? Imagine you're a Patriots fan. Those footballing out here, that was the worst play call in the history of American team sports.
What he said.
Check that.
What he said.
All right, let's see if the nation agrees with you guys. It seems to be very obvious on this end of things. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Coming up, if you were busy watching the Super Bowl yesterday and missed the... Yes. Complete and total BS. It is the most honest segment in all of television.
Did I lie?
Look at that face. Is that the face of a liar? All right, we're going to kick things off with the man in shorts over here. It's being called one. What? Of course it doesn't. But he doesn't get surprised.
He's telling the truth.
What?
Look, he knows.
That's a whole separate victory. All right, you're saying it's not BS. The crowd seems to think it is BS, and so...
They seem to be ready for it.
You're right about that.
Does it seem to you guys like they got...
I would like to point out that we went ahead and gave Richard Sherman a haircut for reasons unbeknownst to me. He says there's no finger pointing going on.
Well, Russell Wilson didn't point fingers. Richard...
So you're saying BS?
BS. Human nature, there's no way.
It's BS. What do you think? You like him without the dread? It's weird. Doesn't really look like him anymore.
No.
All right. Next up, let's keep it up. The blame game.
You know, it's not his fault. You know, I put a blame on me. You know, the guy made a play.
I don't think this is BS. Usually Russell Wilson, the throw wasn't good enough.
So you're saying true.
Not BS.
Good. Not BS. Makes sense. Yeah. Look at that face. And lastly, Pete. All right, so he's saying it wasn't so much a mistake as it was New England being awesome.
When the game is over already, when the ending is a foregone conclusion.
Spin it positively. All right, you're saying BS. The world is saying. The entire world is saying. Look at that. A fun little group of human beings right there. All right, three liars. Hashtag game is right around the corner, but first, the wonderful Rob Gronkowski was on Jimmy Kimmel last night. Enjoy.
You know, you guys are just running out.
The things about being LA is that you get to catch up with old friends.
Sure.
Michelle Beadle is here. The last time that I saw you was a few days ago at the ESPN party at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You were on the red carpet. Yes.
You were on the red carpet. And I also, when I see Wendy again, I will be mad at both of you because you did it together.
That's what you got to do. You got to buddy. Otherwise, it's awkward. You're like, you don't know really.
Yeah, and then you do things like I make like awkward positions.
Well, you
that
look
come
beautiful.
Out.
You're fantastic.
I hate it.
But you also hosted the party at Maxim on the red carpet. Who was the most interesting person that you saw?
So it was a little bit weird because there are a lot of scantily dressed ladies, which is great. That's if you're going to throw a party at Super Bowl and you're Maxim, it's exactly what you're supposed to do. I think the most interesting part for me was Nick Cannon, who I still think of as sort of like the kid in like Drumline. Like I just think of him young, but he was on stage with like 37 of these women. It's not karaokeing, but I don't know what it's called when you sort of just play really good music and you kind of sort of talk along to it. He was doing that.
He was kind of like sample-oking.
Yeah. So it was 37 women, Nick Cannon, Bow Wow, and Debo from Friday. And I'm like sitting there going, what's happening to my life right now? Where am I?
Tom Brady was definitely not there. So looking back at the game, he was phenomenal, obviously, in the fourth quarter. But according to him, his halftime was pretty great, too, because I don't know if you saw the Facebook post that he had.
Oh, no.
He basically implemented himself into Katy Perry's firework performance. Your thoughts on Tom Brady as Katy Perry?
Is he doing these things on social media? Like, because here's the thing. If you would have told me 5 years ago that Tom Brady would one day put on his Facebook page a picture of him flying above the crowd with a More You Know star, I would have said, no way.
The more you know.
He has turned into like this beautiful 13-year-old kid, and I kind of like it.
You don't think he's sitting at home on his own in his free time and doing it?
Well, between he and Giselle, they're prolific on the social media.
This is true. He may have many helpers. So Gronk is one of Brady's helpers. He was phenomenal in the game. He had the game of his life, has had the weekend of his life, was in L.A. poolside. Then he stopped by Jimmy Kimmel, and here's what he did on Kimmel.
What started that fight?
Roger, that wasn't me. Don't find me. All of a sudden, they went hard at us, and then I got pushed or something. I was like, screw it. Last game of the year, I'm throwing some haymakers. I mean, I haven't read a book since 9th grade when they made me, like, you know, you don't raise your hand, but they call on you, a mocking to remember or whatever. Mockingbird to remember.
Right.
Yeah.
He went to the University of Arizona, folks, by the way. Let me hold on. I'll hold on to that to make sure you got
number one party school in the nation. At least we're number one at something.
Is America better because of Gronk?
Yeah, he's what I wish I was at his age. Like, if I could come back and do it all over again, I would come back as him. Because he has made, like, blissfully, and I mean this, I actually do truly mean this nicely, but he's made blissfully dumb kind of like this beautiful, engaging thing. And you can almost see, like, the hamsters turning, and then he says something, you're just like, oh, that was brilliant. He's going to have the best offseason of anybody that's ever had anything happen to them.
To your earlier point, a little Jessica Simpson. He tweeted something out. I thought this was phenomenal because this shows where Gronk is right now. Okay, sleeping in airport trying to make it home for a parade, #PassNation. And this isn't funny because people are really stuck, but it's just, I mean, who took that photo?
Him. Yeah, so I've looked at this now for probably going on 49 straight minutes, and I think it's a selfie. Because you can kind of tell that it's like he's sort of doing the my eyes are shut but not really thing.
So which arm is holding it?
I don't know. I honestly, like, he's got a party bus, for goodness sake. Who's ever had that before?
Everyone should be able to be on that party bus at one point in their life. Rex Ryan may be on that party bus because he's a lot of fun. But Rex Ryan had a tattoo when he was with the Jets of his wife, you know, like a pinup doll, but with a Jets jersey. So he recently had to change it because obviously now he's the head coach of the Bills. So Rex Ryan getting his tattoo re-inked. You have tattoos.
Yeah.
What do you call that? I hate bee stings. I don't get tattoos.
Well, he's having it completely modified, basically. I've had them before where I didn't like the color, so I went back over it.
Really?
My only question for this, and I kind of get it. You know, the #1 rule is you don't get, you know, like a loved one's name, whether it's a parent's fine, but like a boyfriend, girlfriend. Why is his shirt off for a tattoo that's here?
And I said, it's easier, don't you have to?
No, because I have tattoos in places where I did not remove articles of clothing. You just sort of slide things around. I think he's just proud of the sexy Rexy thing he's got going on, and I'm pumped for him. But EJ Manuel or whoever's going to be next up there, I don't even know who their quarterback's going to be anymore. Look out.
It sure is a good impression as you're starting off as the head coach of a brand new team. I bet they love that in Buffalo.
Poor Mark.
So poor Lance Armstrong and his girlfriend, they ran into a parked car this weekend in Aspen. He and his girlfriend decided that she should actually take the blame, but she's not actually the one that was driving. Was this the best decision when we're talking about an image recreation?
I will tell you, Lindsay, the shock that I felt to find out that Lance Armstrong lied about something was unlike a feeling I've ever felt before in my life. For anyone else, I would believe it. Yeah, no, it's, I don't know. I'm sure, whatever, maybe there were beverages.
He looks
I have
like
no
he's
idea.
judging
He looks
you,
so
Beadle.
guilty
He's judging you.
Why not
Don't
just
say
tell
that.
the truth? you hit 2 parked cars. Nobody got hurt. Just tell the truth, because now it's just going to turn into a much bigger story than it would have been.
Speaking of the truth, did Tiger Woods really lose his tooth?
Okay, I have thought about this a lot. All kidding aside, I'm convinced he probably has lost the tooth. I mean, it's amazing how many people we may know in our real lives that have fake teeth and you don't even know about it. I just don't think it happened in the way. I know. What if I just took out like both sets of teeth? Hey, I just don't think it happened in the way that he described. I don't think it happened with a camera person. The only reason I say that is because wouldn't we have heard from the camera person? It would have been a huge deal if some dude knocked out a tooth of Tiger Woods. So I think that this was an already missing tooth, and maybe he lost his extra or left it somewhere, which is disgusting. Tiger Woods' tooth on a hotel bed. But yeah, that's what I think.
Certainly would go for a lot of money. Michelle Beadle is staying in LA. I'm coming home, but we hope to see you soon.
Don't go home. I'm just saying it's 75 degrees outside, Lindsay.
Kill me. Gotta get Beadle.
Dry your pretty little eyes, football fans. The NFL season is only 7 months away. That's it.
Oh, wow.
We got some pretty big names out there hoping to get paid in the offseason. So Max will be now ranking how much confidence he has in the 6 big stars seeking some big-time money. First up, Marshawn Lynch.
What contract I would give them, because that really determines who you talk to first. You got to know where your money's allocated.
So, yeah,
he might be
well, I don't know about
my favorite player to watch in the NFL outside of Odell Beckham Jr. However, he's a 29-year-old by the time the season starts running back, so I'm going to have to start him near the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, what's more realistic? He stays or goes elsewhere?
I think he stays because of his attitude and the production.
Yeah,
you can get production
for like a year, but you know the way this works. I gotta say, when you start to look for like what are the weaknesses in this player, he's in his physical prime, 27 years old. He's 6'3". He's among the enormous contract. We'll see what happens, but like that's.
But do you even know? You don't know what Peyton's gonna do. Does it matter?
Yeah. Well, it shouldn't matter if you're him.
Receivers can be great until they're 35. Running backs, the age is usually 30. Running backs, although I agree, not in Marshawn Lynch's case, are more replaceable than elite receivers. But
but that's so birth certificate specific. And like
DeMarco Murray had a great season, but actually between these two, I prefer Marshawn Lynch at the moment. But
because of the style,
the style, and I agree with Marcel, the heart and soul of that team. Look what happens when you didn't give him the ball. I gotta put him ahead of Marshawn Lynch.
You just talked yourself out of that. You just said
he's 26. He's 29. That's what it comes down to. But how ruthless it is.
But who's
such a man, by the way.
Yeah, who's been more productive?
Bryant plays a money position.
Yeah, and he plays it like money too.
He plays it money, and he doesn't have Peyton Manning throwing it to him.
True.
He's younger by a year than Demaryius
Was that
Thomas.
a shot at Romo?
Well, he's not as good as Peyton Manning.
No, I just asked.
Where
he seems to get people riled up.
Yes, there's something. He's not faster than Demaryius Thomas, but he's more dynamic somehow. I don't know how to say it. There's something about him, and he's a year younger.
Well, we were talking about the players who say F authority.
Guys, everything.
Yes, we're good at that.
Well, the weird part is we've got 4 spots filled and 2 dudes left. So things will change. Next up.
He's going to cost you 15 yards when you least need it, right? Like, that's just the way it is.
He'll learn.
Yeah, he got better.
And he is also 28 years old, but a long time. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you didn't. You better take Demaryius off or something, or DeMarco. No, get DeMarco off. Keep Demaryius off. Oh.
And the only reason Dez is ahead of him is because at his age, everyone thinks
it's the position without all the glory. Like,
everyone thinks that it's the guys coming off the edge that get the quarterback. It's the guys in the middle who don't allow you to have a pocket.
Getting that push. Shout out to John Perella. Used to do that for me all the time.
That's right, JP. What's up? Last up.
Forget about the fact that he's a Super Bowl champion already at the age of 26. He has, over the last several years, in a team, a prime
So the running back is completely off the chart.
Running backs, though?
Let's see how the nation voted. I know, they've been.
You the bum.
Coming up, NBA coaches taking shots and using expletives. We break it all down. Up Nation! Max Kellerman, the dancing, Marcel Smiley. I'm Michelle Beadle, and this just happens to be SportsStation 44 Cheers of January. You just witnessed a gronking to remember in the number 44 spot, courtesy of the one, the only, Rob Gronkowski. No rules. But let's get right back into the countdown. Okay? At number 4. This is honest. From one superstar.
You asked, I answered.
He's not lying. To another. Up next, we're giving you the best moments from the ongoing... Welcome back. The great Marshawn Lynch. Going beast mode on the media throughout Seattle's playoff run. A lot of words. Both.
They could have had more fun with it. Marshawn, do you think the Patriots deflated those balls on purpose? If you do, say I'm here so I don't get fined.
That's a good
Like,
call.
do something fun.
That's a good call.
Up, huh?
Set them up.
You know what? Maybe next year.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. At number 30, who throws a shoe? The internet exploded when this happened to Jameis Winston at the Rose Bowl. We're supposed to keep going? Oh, okay. Time for Calls to the Nation, presented by Toyota.
How do you eat after that?
How do you keep going?
What do you eat after?
I honestly,
One in a million
don't.
shot.
You
Unbelievable.
drink bleach. We've reached the top 15.
Ready for
That's
that?
going to do it for us from LA. Fresh cheers every